Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive Podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the forecast for each life path number for the month of May 2025. Before we get into the forecast, this is a general reading, so if you would like your own personal numerology reading, where we take a look at your own personal numerology, please book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. I would love to work with you. All right, let's go ahead and take a look to see what May holds in store. Life path number 6, you all are going to be working with the vibration of the 22, so 202. This could bring about some turning points in your life. This could be a month where you need to make some big decisions. You need to be decisive. You need to take action in the direction of those decisions. Can bring in opportunities for greater awareness around a situation as well. You could find this month requires you to be more adaptable within certain situations. And, it might not turn out exactly as you want it to, but I think you'll be able to find the beauty within the situation and work with what you're working with, right? You'll be able to see clearly what it is that you're working with, and you'll be able to formulate some kind of plan and how to put that into action. And this can be around relationships, career, anything, really. There's definitely some kind of reconstruction that needs to occur this month, and it can be within, again, your belief systems, your own life. It can be within your relationships. I would say there's a strong emphasis on relationships because the 2 energy with the 22. So you could see relationships definitely come into focus. And this isn't just romantic relationships. It's any significant relationships or anyone that you're kind of connecting with on a deeper level. There could be some reworking that needs to happen, or again, some healing, some reconstruction, a kind of meeting in the middle. Some compromise might be needed. Those conversations definitely need to be had in order to figure out where is the compromise needed, where is the change in direction needed, where are the decisions needed, that sort of thing. So you could find that there's opportunities for that this month, not only to have the greater conversation, but to figure out the next steps with the other person. And it might be for some of you, moving through the cycle, that this is a time that, your relationships kind of are, I don't want to say broken, but there could be some releasing here. So for some, this could be ending to some connections that, you just can't get to that point of healing, or that point of compromise. And, even in the release, depending on how we handle that and how we move through that, it can actually be done really beautifully. It can, just as we connect in love, we can also release in love. And so it comes down to that personal choice, though, and how we choose to engage and participate. So pay attention to those connections that aren't working, that are maybe going south, that aren't, if you really can't find that common ground with that other person, if you can't really see eye to eye, if it's just not working and you can't get to that point of connection, then be mindful of how you are disconnecting, right? Be mindful of how you are releasing, because that's going to ultimately impact your journey forward as well. Sudden events could definitely require you to make some decisions that could be turning points this month in your life. You could see, for some of you, a change of location, a new job, or again, some kind of new relationship, or a new point of view in your relationship, or, a relationship that demands something of some kind of change or something within your connection. And whatever it is will likely require some kind of new perspective, right? So again, if you're moving to a new location, you're going to have to adapt and kind of move through the landscape to figure out, get your bearings and that sort of thing. If it's a new relationship, same thing. You get to know each other, that sort of thing. Even if you're healing a connection, there's likely been some growth on both sides. And so you're both showing up to the connection as sort of new people in a sense. So there's a getting to know you phase, even in those connections. So again, just take your time, understand that, this month could bring in a lot of greater awareness around your relationships and your connections. or these new opportunities that could be presenting at this time. Whatever the change is, it will likely require some kind of new action from you, new perspective, new action, new way of doing something. And that can be a little bit uncomfortable. So just kind of be patient with yourself and move with the punches as they come. But be able to see like the alternatives, right? Like the 2 energy requires you to step back, be the observer, see where there's disconnect, and formulate a plan for how you can create that reconnect, right? That connection. So be open to an alternative way of doing things, a new way of looking at things, and a new way of trying something. You could likely be pushed outside your comfort zone this month. And I would say go willingly and be curious. And, you might have to weigh the pros and cons in certain situations before you make certain decisions. And that's fine, right? Just don't go down the rabbit hole so far that it convolutes it and then you just feel overwhelmed and can't make a decision. Because I do feel like this month for you guys is going to be about making some significant decisions, and you will likely see some changes that come in from those decisions. So take your time, but don't overwhelm yourself. Trust yourself in the process. Because if you accurately weigh those, and measure the situation for what it is, and any situation kind of presented to you without taking it to the extreme, you'll formulate a very sound plan. You'll formulate, what it is that you need to do in order to achieve that, whatever that is that you're moving towards, and how it is that you need to implement it. So yeah, just trust yourself in that process. Yeah, I would say in the areas where you don't act decisively this month, you could feel frustrated. You could feel restless. You could feel sort of uneasy. It's almost like you're at a crossroads in some area of your life. And this is the month that's really pushing you to make a decision. And if you fight that and don't make the decision, you'll always have the time to make the decision, but it can bring up that restlessness. It can bring up that feeling of just feeling uneasy. And so I think you'll feel kind of pushed to make a decision, but trust yourself in that process. Definitely not a month that you're meant to kind of be idle or overly receptive. This is the time that's pushing you forward, right? It's pushing you to make those decisions and then take the actions in that direction, which will bring in likely significant growth and, again, new opportunities. Definitely, this is a month to not resist the need for change, especially if you're aware of the change that's needed. And again, that can be uncomfortable. That can be difficult at times, especially if it has to do with relationships, which is very possible that it may this month for you all. Is that change is coming in for a reason. So be curious, explore it, have the conversations, make the appropriate decisions. And I think you'll feel really good on the other side of it. I think you'll feel free. I think you'll feel, like you've done the right thing, whatever that may be for you. Okay, I pulled an animal wisdom message for you all, and you got duck energy. And so, this is kind of that energy that's like, again, getting your ducks in a row, right? Like making the decisions, getting things in order, again, seeing where there's disconnect and finding the solution for whatever that may be, bringing in greater balance into your life, making sure that things are flowing, things are moving. And if they're not, figuring out why that is, like what's the cause, what's the impediment. But it's always going to come back down to you making the decisions and then taking decisive action from those decisions. So you are at the center. You are the leader in this V of ducks, so to speak. So, but it's also this energy of like working together, which again is 2 energy. So, you're not meant to do it alone. And when we talk about getting your ducks in a row, if you've ever seen ducks flying, they're in a V formation, and there's a leader duck who's at the front of that V, but it doesn't stay there. When it starts to get tired, it moves back to the back, and then the next duck comes up in the front of the formation, and things continue to flow. So there's definitely this energy this month of working together, collaborating, connecting with others, getting that support and supporting others in the process as well. But really like compromise and sharing the load type of type of thing. So yeah, I think there could be a lot of movement and a lot of, I don't want to say change, but just some change potentially in your relationships, some turning points. So let's put it that way, that will likely bring in greater balance, not only to your relationships, but to your experience. So hope it's a great one. Sixes, take care. Bye for now.